So Arsenal 4, Everton 0. And that was a very, very, very emphatic second half after 40 minutes. It was a little bit nervous. We were thinking, where's the shots coming from, let alone the goals? And out of nowhere, Bukayo Saka, what a goal. Unbelievable. Then he sets up the second goal. All of a sudden, we're 2-0 up at half time. He then gets Jorginho out of there real quick, brings Party on, masterclass from him second half. And all of a sudden, it was light work in the second half, Jez. And we're 5 points clear of Manchester City. Absolutely buzzing. Another game chalked off the board. What did you make of it, mate?
Oh, it's class. Second half, absolute class. First 40 minutes, I thought, oh dear, this could be a banana skin. But then all of a sudden, up steps Saka. What can you say? Bullies the net with that ball, and that guy. If that guy fascinates me, he's a kid. He is just a kid. How good is he going to be? I've got so much admiration for him, and we actually second half absolutely killed Everton. I think going in at 2-0 down, they weren't going to come back from that lead, and it showed. They came back with nothing, apart from the last minute when Ramsdale made an amazing double save. So fair play to Arsenal, fair play to Mr. Arteta. You got it right tonight, mate.
Yeah, he did. The way he managed us through that second half, or not even the second half, it was like we don't normally see subs from him at half time. That's very rare. That was an Unai Emery type of substitution, wasn't it? Like normally with Arteta, he'd leave the player on for a little bit longer and then get him out of there. But the way I was just saying to you backstage, the way he took Martinelli out the firing line when he was dropping a stinker pretty much every week since the 1st of January. Up until recently, and now Martinelli's got that motivation to go again because he has to fight because Trossard's there. Now he's dropped Eddie after missing sitter after sitter. Now Eddie's got the motivation, and with Trossard, the guy's so gifted. It is unbelievable. He's such a good player, and he's almost replaced Jesus in terms of getting the best out of Martinelli, because as soon as he's on the left, Martinelli knows I'm going centre. Yeah, when Martinelli's there, he's centre. And that chemistry they've already built up between them, absolutely class, man. And that's down to the manager. Fair play to him. The centre backs tonight I thought was sick. Zinchenko, I know we're going to come to player ratings a little bit later, but for me, Zinchenko was man of the match. Yeah, a player that we've both wanted dropped, but he set up or was involved in quite a lot of our good work tonight, especially the Saka goal. I don't know why he was on the right wing, but the pass, the weighter pass, the fluid finish from Saka. And yeah, big up to Arteta tonight, man. And Jez, listen, the pressure's on Man City now. We're 5 points clear, 5, and they're still in the. They've got Burnley in the FA Cup. They've got drawn against them tonight. They're still in the Champions League with a tough game against Leipzig, 1-1 away. They've got that return leg, and they're 5 points behind Arsenal. And all of a sudden, it's looking like, hold on a minute, we might. I'm not going to get carried away too much, but. If we can get a few points more ahead of them, 5, 6, 7 points in total, 8 points ahead of them by April, after we maneuver through this month, we've got a big April. I think all of a sudden we can start sitting getting the champagne on ice a little bit.
Absolutely. I mean, they've got a tricky time coming up for them, Man City. We've got Bournemouth at home this weekend. I think we'll just absolutely annihilate them personally. It was a class performance tonight, and without a question of a doubt, I wanted Tierney to start. Zinchenko tonight. Well, what can I say? It just shows I know nothing about football because the guy was and but when Tierney did come on, he showed some spark because he knows he's got to prove himself. Sadly, I still think he will go in the summer. I'm talking about Tierney. I still think he'll be gone in the summer. But yeah, it was absolute bang on, all round, great performance. And I think you'll see that in my player ratings, how I reflect on it. I like what you hear about your Zinchenko, man of the match. He wasn't for me, but we'll talk about that in the player ratings. But yeah, it was Arteta, mate. You got it bang on tonight. And well done to you.
And he needed to as well, because let's be real with it. like this was a bit of pressure for him because he's only beaten Dyche once in 6 games before tonight. Yeah, and we lost to Dyche a couple of weeks ago. And now, like, listen, we beat Everton every single time they're at the Emirates, pretty much. It's the most easy 3 points we ever have pretty much every season. But with Dyche as manager, previously beating us a couple of weeks ago, beating Arteta, like, you know, 1 win in 6 before tonight, that must have played in Arteta's head. And to be fair, he got everything spot on tonight. Yeah, absolutely everything spot on tonight. And you know what? The first 40 minutes I'm going to write off anyway. Yeah, because I'm shocked. And I wanted to ask you about Everton. I thought they'd come and park the bus. I thought it was going to be exactly the same as what they did before. And Iwobi was going to be their outlet. And he was their outlet, to be fair. And he was probably their best player. But I didn't expect them to come out and try and play football. And they could have been 2-0 up before we scored.
Could have done. But the fact of the matter is, mate, they're just not very good. And we totally bossed them. Our midfield bossed them today. Yeah, respect to Everton. I didn't expect that at all, that they were going to come and try and give it some to us at the Emirates. I seriously thought it was going to be the same as it was at Goodison. But they came out, they gave it a go. But unfortunately, they're just not good. And I feel sorry for Everton. They're a very decent football club. You know, they haven't been relegated since 1950-51. And I'm sorry to say at this point in time, looks like they're going down. And that'd be a great shame for English football. You know, they've been around for a long, long time. They got promoted back in 54-55. Yeah, it'd be a shame, man. It would be an absolute shame for the history of their club. But I'm sorry, they haven't invested well enough. And another thing I tell you, Lee, that Onana, that guy must be one snowflake. Every time he's touched, he's down. You know, a blade of grass will take him down, and I hate seeing that. But it is what it is. That's modern day football. But Arsenal tonight was so impressive, and fair play to the team. Well done.
Yeah, 100%. I want to talk about the upcoming fixtures we've got as well. Yeah, before we wrap this up, because we have got a lot of games, Jez, and there's an international break after that. From now till the 19th, we've got 5 more games after we've played tonight. So 6 games in what, 18 days it is. That's a game every 3 days. Most of them games are at home, like in the league. I think 4 of them games are at home, or 3. Sorry, I'm lying. 3 of the 4 Premier League games are at home. They're against teams you'd expect us to beat. The away game is Fulham, but we do have that Europa League. What would you do in that Europa League? Because I've seen a lot of people saying mix and match squad. We've got Tomiyasu, we've got Vieira, etc., Jorginho. We could play Tierney. We've still got half decent backups, really. Smith Rowe as well. We got a little run out tonight. Yeah. But would you go strong, or would you mix and match and put Turner in goal, etc., etc.? Because me personally, I want to win it, and I don't think that we will win it if we don't go pretty strong.
No, I'm going strong, mate. Look, back in time, we always went strong. I know we haven't got the squad we had years ago, so no point in making comparisons. If we're serious about winning the Premier League and winning the Europa League, we go strong. I don't accept going weak. We threw away the FA Cup again. We threw away the Carrier Bag Cup again. So sorry, mate. Yeah, Arteta, you've done a great job tonight, and fair play. You've done a great job this season, and I'll put my hands up and admit that. But you cannot afford to go in with a soft team against away at Sporting Lisbon. Now, I know I always like to play the away team first in Europe, and then we come home and we know what we're up against. So, no, you've got to go strong, mate. Sorry. We can't go and start throwing in players that I don't think are strong enough to play against a team like that. You know, they're a decent side.
They're a Champions League. And for a split second, they very nearly qualified out of the group that Tottenham were in. They actually beat Tottenham as well. Yeah, and all 4 teams could have qualified out of that group. I think Marseille were in that group as well. And all 4 of them could have qualified. And eventually they didn't. And it was literally the last minutes of the last game out of the group game. So it's another good team. I know they're 4th in their league, but you know you're going to get technical ability with Portuguese side. They're going to try and keep the ball. They're going to tippy tappy. And yeah, I'm with you, mate. I want to win that, Jez. Like you've been harping on about it since I've known you. Our European record is shocking. And it's about time we put that to bed, isn't it? So,
oh yeah, it is. You know, in my lifetime, I've seen Arsenal in 4 European Cup finals and win 2. I think I'm right in saying that. European Cup final, we got cheated. Cup Winners' Cup, we lost. Cup Winners' Cup, we won. Intercity Fairs Cup, we won.
Europa League.
Oh, sorry, I forgot about that one. No, the Chelsea one. Embarrassment. 5. So, yeah, it's not great, is it?
No, it's not. It's not. But listen, we're going to wrap this up, people. Make sure you sub to JEZ'S channel. The link will be in the description. Arsenal history and more. If you want to know the history of the football club, there's no one better on YouTube right now, that's for sure. And anything JEZ'S doesn't know about the club ain't worth knowing. So make sure you sub. And we're going to do player ratings a little bit later, people. We're out of here. Massive win tonight. Potter in.